question is, can Spencer Rattler take the Saints to the next level? Kellen Moore named him quarterback 1 today, said they're going to stick with him, said he's going to have a pretty long leash, said he isn't going to have him looking over his shoulder, said they're going to rally behind him. What's your biggest takeaway of this decision?
Well, my biggest takeaway, I mean, first of all, it didn't surprise me. It's kind of what I thought was the most likely outcome, especially during all the periods where Spencer Rattler was kind of playing better, which was probably the first 2 weeks of training camp and maybe the last week of training camp. There was a brief time in the middle where I rethought and thought, oh, could Shuck pull this off? But look, this always seemed most likely. It seemed to be playing out this way on the field. It always made sense from a perspective of when is the right time to start Shuck. But from a Rattler's perspective, the one thing that was new information for me today, or the biggest thing that stood out for me today, was when Kellen Moore was explaining his decision. He had a really interesting line on Spencer Rattler, and I think as we have talked about who's making big plays, oh, that touchdown might get him noticed, that touchdown might get him noticed, or that drive might get him noticed. And Rattler had a few kind of boring drives in the preseason games. He said he's taken a really awesome step in his decision-making. He said he's an aggressive player, which is one of his superpowers. Kellen Moore always talks about players' superpowers. He says his aggression is his superpower, but he's done a really good job of balancing that and making good decisions with the football. So it's interesting to me that I think a big reason they came to this decision is the times that Spencer Rattler showed his willingness to hold back on the aggressiveness and just settle for some field goals and some punts sometimes, instead of going out there and making it be sort of like touchdown or turnover.